walked in the door, I said, I've made a doctor's appointment because I'm going to go and
Be a heart
have
attack?
one of my kidneys removed so I can
telling
pay
you.
for the wiper blades.
And I said, you just need to sell some of your shares like the guy last week.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had a guy, his 17-year-old son bought a 25-year-old BMW, and then the first thing that goes wrong is going to cost him $2,000 to fix, right? Because everything's plastic
It was
and
almost
crumbling. And so we're like, oh, it's going to cost $2,200. And then his dad's like, well, I'm not going to be able to pay that for a few days. I'm going to have to sell some shares. And so we had to wait a week for him to sell some shares before he could pay it. It doesn't take a week to sell shares, but for the money to get into your account and then you can transfer it and stuff.
Yeah,
I know this because I do buy shares. So.
Have you got any good shares?
I've got a good one.
Have you?
I've got a good
He had some good shares, but he sold them 10 years before he should have.
Yeah, no, you missed out, Matt. I missed out
This
too.
is a good story for the podcast.
This is a good story for the podcast.
What happened?
Well, I've always been into the share market and bought shares, right? And I've always thought, like, I just need to gain little gains. I'm not in there to try and, like, make $1 million or anything, right? Because
Why not?
Well, because I don't have enough to start with to do that. Or
Keep
so I
that
thought.
Doesn't mean you can't do
Or
it.
so I thought.
Keep that statement in mind.
Doesn't mean you can't.
That'll be funny later.
Then I'll share something with you after.
Yeah, but
that will blow
you
your
have
mind.
to be in a gambling mindset to be going down that route,
Okay.
right? And I was in the investing mindset, slow build, long term.
What'd you sell it for then?
Because I bought a house,
Okay.
right? I was. The reason I was talking about this was because I was saying don't leave your money in the bank, because if your money's in the bank, well, you're going to spend it, right? Because something will happen, like a motorbike trip in India or something, you know.
Yeah.
So you spend your money, or your son's BMW. So I was saying, invest in the share market. And I did this. I invested in the share market, and I didn't have lots of money to put in, but I increased it by a small amount over a short amount of time. And then I needed a deposit for a house, so I sold all my shares and I had a deposit for a house.
Yep.
And then I went straight back to investing again.
Yep.
And then I was doing the same thing, and I increased it a small amount over a short amount of time, which then gave me enough to buy this business.
Yep.
And then I stopped buying shares because now I owned 100% of one company instead of like little bits of a lot of companies.
Yep.
So I was solely focused on this. And this was a draft podcast I was doing, right? I was testing out my equipment and the camera, and I was doing it at home. My wife and son were out somewhere, and I had time to myself, and I was doing it. And I was going through this, but I was doing it as a demo for people that have never bought shares before. And at the beginning of the podcast, I said, I'm not here to show you how to make $1 million, right? So if you think you're going to do this now and then a year later you've got $1 million, it's not going to happen. It might happen for some people, but that's not what this is about. It was a demonstration of how to go in and purchase shares once you've opened a trading account.
Yep.
And then I was using my historical share purchases to demonstrate the purchases and the sales over the time that allowed me to buy my house. And one of the companies was called Neuron Pharmaceuticals. And I was telling the story at the beginning of the podcast, how I bought them at like 7 cents or 9 cents or something like that. And then I wanted to sell them for 9.5 cents, but they went into a trading halt. And when they came out of the trading halt, they were at 13 cents. And so I put in an order to sell at 9.5 cents. They ended up selling at 13 cents.
Right.
So where I was hoping to make $1,000 or $2,000, I ended up making $6.
Yep.
Right? And it was completely out of my control because of the trading halt. So then later on in the podcast, and I'm doing the demo, I was going through those numbers, and I'm like, see, this is where I put in $2,000, and I got 22,400 shares, and this is where I put in $4,000, and I got 55,000 shares, or whatever the numbers were. And then this is where I sold 98,400 shares for 13 cents. And I was looking at the numbers, and I was like, because I said the numbers wrong at the start, so I was just clarifying the numbers for everyone now so they could see that was where $2,000 went in at 7.9 cents. That's where $4,000 went in at 9 cents. That was where I placed the sell order for 9.5 cents. And that was where the contract was done for 13 cents. And then I was like, that was a big win for me. I put in $6,000 and I took out 12
Yeah.
in 2 months.
Yeah.
That's a big win, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, and it's just as easy to sell shares. So then I clicked on the top one to bring up the notepad for the selling.
Yeah.
And I went through, and the top one was the Neuron Pharmaceuticals. And so I went through and said, I don't have any shares at the moment, but if I was, let's just put in 100 here, right? And the sale price, the market price at the moment is $13.50 or whatever. So 100 shares times $13.50, and if that sale goes through, then you get $1,350 in your bank.
Yep.
I said, that's how easy it is. And then I was like, what? $13.50. And I'm like, what's that then? I had 94,800 times 13.50. Oh, 1.3 million. That's what my shares would have been worth if I didn't sell. 1.3 million.
Oops.
Because I was buying them at 7.9 cents a share.
Yeah.
This was a week and a half ago. They were at 13.50. Today they're at 15.80.
$15.80.
Yeah.
And you sold them at $13.
13 cents.
Or 13
10
cents.
years ago.
10 years ago.
He sold them at 13 cents a piece. They're now $15 something a piece.
Right.
He had 98,000 shares.
And this all happened to me live on the podcast. The realization, right? And you can see it in my face.
Fuck.
Right? You can see it in my face.
Oh.
And I bring up my calculator on screen and I'm doing it. And I'm like, 1.3 million. Oh. Well, what I thought was a big win for me turned out to be a bit of a loss. A bit of a loser, right? And then there was a silent pause for about 15 seconds. And then I looked at the camera and I'm like, well, that's a bit depressing, isn't it? But I do have a house. And I was pointing to my house behind me.
Yeah, a $400,000 house.
Yeah.
That could have been
So
bought
the
paid
podcast is going to be called How My $400,000 House Cost Me $1.3 million.
Oh.
It's pretty rough, isn't it?
You know what, though? The thing is it's all hindsight, right?
Yeah.
So
That
you
is.
cannot...
You can't see the future.
You
It
cannot
also
at the
highlights.
time.
It also
You didn't know that it was going to go
No.
to $15, right?
No.
You
That's
did not
quite
know
a
that.
step
right?
up.
No.
It also highlights the folly of that gambling aspect of wanting to buy it today and sell it for more later. Because at what point do you sell it?
Yeah,
Because buying at 7.9 cents and selling at 13 cents sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Buying at 7 cents and selling at $13.
Is like, how many times X is that?
Un-
Fucking,
It's over
500 X?
100 times, yes.
100 times X?
I explained that.
How come they went so high? What happened?
That's over 10 years.
10 years.
That was
Okay.
2014. He sold in
But
2024.
then the thing is, you might have seen it go up to...
I already explained that the reality is I would have sold parcels along the way.
You would have.
I
So
would
you would
never
have
have
never
got to
got
1.3 million
No.
because there'd be no use being broke and having 1.3 million on the share market,
That's right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Totally.
if I didn't sell them all to buy the house,
So you're being a little bit harsh on yourself, really.
I know, but it's
the thought, it's the thought
it's
that kills
also
you.
it's the math of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If I kept hold of them until today, I would have had 1.3 million. But there's no way I would have kept hold of them until
Well,
today.
halfway along the track, you would have
I
had
can't read that.
750.
But I bought...
$744.60.
Yeah, so I had...
US dollars.
So I had NVIDIA shares, right?
Nvidia.
No, NVIDIA.
That's a
Nvidia.
It's Nvidia.
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 Yeah.
The one that makes the microchips.
It's
Nvidia. Well, this is all on the Nvidia now.
Nvidia. Yeah.
NVIDIA.
Yeah. Nvidia.
That one.
Yeah, they make computer shit. They
Right.
make graphics cards and stuff.
So I had about $3,500 of those shares back 3 years ago.
When they were what?
Back 3 years ago. Or
Man,
just,
that's before the 4080 come out.
yeah, I mean, let's have a look. Like,
5 year.
They'll be
Oh, you
coming
missed
now.
out.
I did. Yeah. So I kept some.
Yeah.
I sold some just recently,
Yeah.
actually.
As I said, what would have happened with me with that Neuron is I wouldn't have
But-
just kept them all.
But the increase, can you have a look? Because I can't see that. What's the increase in value? Like 600% or something like that?
2,791%. 5 years.
No, that's my. I didn't have it in 5 years. I had 3 years. So what is it?
Well, it doesn't have a 3-year thing. That's 6 months.
Go back.
That's all right. 2,700 is a good % increase.
I should think so.
What's the nearer one?
2,000%. That was a pretty good increase.
2,700.
Yeah.
There's it's in there. I think it's
20 times
433%.
my input.
433%. I think it is. Is it 400 and something percent? Yeah, it shows it at the top there.
Yeah, 0.43%.
No, that's 433% increase.
No, it's for
Not-
the
no,
day.
Look, it starts all the way up here and ends all the way down there.
Oh, is that for the day, is
That's
it?
the day, the
Oh,
week,
is
the
it?
month, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, right? So 5 years the only one. You go
Can't think
back.
3 years, yeah.
Look how it went for so long.
NVIDIA.
It's all right.
So anyway, I kept some, so I'm just going to keep them because I reckon that's going to still keep
So
on.
when do you sell?
Well, you try like when you sell,
I think the
You-
5,000
you-
series is about to come out.
you want to take 10%. Well, this is what I've been told.
You've got a rule.
Yes.
All right, tell us it.
Take 10% of what your increase is on a monthly basis, or you could maybe do that on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Depending,
Yep.
right, on what the long term or
Yep.
how it's moving. With crypto and
But the more
Bitcoin
you
and
take,
that,
the
I
more
buy
you
10%.
sell bit by bit,
But I'm
the-
buying
the-
10% of what my increase is. I'm leaving the
selling
rest there.
10%.
Selling
Yeah.
and taking the cash and putting it in the bank,
Yep.
right? Not
Well, the worst
taking
thing you
it.
should ever do is put cash in the bank.
Well, not in the bank. I put it back into the exchange, and I'll go and then use that to then invest into something else.
Yeah. So a trading account.
Yeah.
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 So MXT.
Yeah. So I'm on one at the moment, right? That I've been doing for 5 months now. 5 months. It's
What have you been doing for 5
it's
months?
FX trading,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And all I've got to do is compound it every week. That's all I've got to do is go onto the platform, compound the money that I've made that week, and recompound that. And what that's
Can you explain what you mean by that? Because I know what compounding
so,
means. But
so every week I get paid 1 point, what is it, 2.3% per week. That's what it's making.
Yep.
It's making two. So I've got $1,000 USD sitting in there, and every week it makes 2.3%.
Yep.
Overall, it makes about 7% per month.
Yep.
And I got to compound that every week. So what I do is I turn the take the profit and recompound it every Saturday back in.
Reinvest it.
Reinvest
So
it
you
back
just
in.
got to manually do that.
Manually.
It doesn't happen automatically.
Takes 2 seconds. Takes
Yep.
you a minute a week,
Yeah.
right? And all I got to do is recompound that. So that's now I put 1,000 in there. That's now grown to 1,347 last time I checked it.
In 6
Already
months.
in 5 months.
Yep.
7% growth per month works out to be
Is that a
130.
annualized 7%?
7% per month.
It's paid monthly, but
Yep, no, it's paid weekly.
paid weekly.
Yep.
What?
Because you know what 7% per month
No shit.
is, right?
Huh?
You know what 7% per month is,
Yeah.
right?
It's a lot.
It's an astronomical number that's not realistic.
Can you get
So
a
I'd like to.
compound calculator up on that?
Paid weekly.
Weekly.
Yeah,
Hey, can you get a compound calculator up on that?
I wouldn't know how to.
What's a compound
just-
calculator?
You just want a compound calculator.
Okay.
Is that something you just Google?
Yeah, Google
I
it.
would make a spreadsheet up to make it work, but that's.
No, there's compound calculators
Yeah,
that
well-
actually do all the calcs for you.
I know, but there's
It
spreadsheets that
fucking
allow
blows
you to
your
do.
mind what happens, man.
Yeah.
Like,
But so what's 7% monthly, right? What's that on an annualized basis? That's something like 80%.
Initial deposit.
133.
Initial deposit.
1,000.
1,000 regular deposit.
No, that's it. Just one deposit of 1,000.
Deposit frequency.
1,000. That's it. Which,
So I'll just put
which
annually.
one are you
It
looking at?
Makes you select something.
Which compound calculator are you looking at? Shannon?
Moneysmart.com.
Compound interest calculator.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, as long as it Can you?
It makes you select one. I'll just put
Yeah,
it in.
but that's all right. You've chosen the amount
So-
of $0 for
That
regular.
regular
So
deposit.
it doesn't matter how often you do a regular deposit of $0. It's still zero.
Right, compound
And-
frequency. Let me choose.
Won't let him choose.
Seven-
Number of
7%.
years.
Just do it for 5 years.
5 years. Annual interest rate.
And no, it's not
133%.
annual. No, you want to put it. No, that doesn't work because
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to change the annual.
because you need to be compounding the
Weekly.
interest weekly.
Yeah.
So that there's other calculators.
Because I've just
in
been
there.
talking to him about compounding monthly.
And I was like,
Fuck, you can
every month.
this you can compound
No,
Weekly.
every
Yeah,
week.
yeah. So he understands what we're saying here.
because then you're reinvesting the money and compounding.
Yeah, you're
that.
earning money on
the
your
com-
money.
This
Yeah.
is how banks make fucking money, mate. Right? There's what we're taught on this hand, right? There's what we're taught. Don't make any money, be fucking broke, right?
Yeah.
And there's what they don't teach you that the banks do,
Yeah.
right? Is no, we can make fucking lots of money and be
I know.
multi-trillion,
I know.
quadruple
This is what my
billionaires.
podcasts are about. The ones that I'm doing at home are
And
about.
no one teaches you this shit, right?
Well,
and it's
someone
out-
does.
Rob does.
Rob
That's
does.
what I do.
It's out there, right?
Yeah.
So you can get in. You can get into this, no problem.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Weekly pay.
Well, you don't. So you don't.
No,
you
compounding
leave it
means
in
you
there.
don't get to keep it.
You
If
don't.
you get to keep it, then it doesn't compound.
That's right.
Yeah, true.
So I worked it out, right, and I did the compounding, right. That if I build up to $5,000 in there over the next year, then do the compounding on $5,000, within 5 years,
You'll have
I'll
$1 million bucks.
more than $1 million in the bank, right? And I can then
From
draw.
1,000.
I can then draw that money out and go on holidays around the world on $200,000 a year.
For the rest
And
of your life, considering it's $3,500 to go to India,
That's it. There you go.
got it worked out.
And it's not too good to be true because the people who say that don't do it and still have nothing and are poor and
Yeah. Broke, not poor.
okay, broke then.
All right, you've met poor people. They're happy.
Yeah, they're happy.
But these people are broke. They're not
Yeah.
happy.
But I'm not shitting you. It is no shit. It's real. and
You're
it's
coming
still-
in and preaching to the choir, right?
Okay, well, I'm just
No,
I'm just showing you an opportunity.
you're talking about stuff that we also talk about,
Okay, cool.
right? So you're not coming in telling us something new, although it is new, a different aspect.
Yeah.
But we're right up with understanding what you're talking about and how it works.
Yeah.
And this is just a different version of the same thing.
Mm.
So normally on the share market, companies pay twice a year. And if you reinvest your dividends,
Yeah.
then you compound twice a year.
So the only thing with this one here is if you withdraw your money, if you withdraw your $1,000 that you put in there before the end of the 12 months is up, you lose 20%. Because what that
that's
does
all right. That's
is
restrictions.
it stops people from
Taking money out.
putting a lot of money in, making the money from the FX trading, which is making 7% a month.
Who
and
does
then-
the trading?
and then they do. It's all bot trading. It's all bot trading, and it's not in it's in cryptocurrency, so it's in USDT, not in US dollars or Australian dollars, or it's all in USDT dollars.
What's DT?
USDT is
Digital.
is a digital currency, but
Okay.
it's backed by the USD.
Okay.
So you have a wallet that
Yeah,
goes into.
I know a little bit about some of that, but I'm not.
It's decentralized banking, basically.
Yeah, I know what crypto is. Yeah,
Well, that's all it is.
blockchain.
So all I do is I go from my USDT, I go from my wallet.
So it's an
USD.
equivalent version of a Bitcoin thing, but it's a USDT. So it's the
It's got
name.
nothing
It's the
to
name
do.
of it.
Well, it's not. No, USDT is its own coin.
Yeah,
It's backed by the US
That's what he
dollar.
said. Yeah.
that's what I said. Crypto's its
Okay,
own
yeah.
coin, and then there's
like a
Ethereum or
Bitcoin.
whatever, and the USDT
Yeah.
is another one of them.
Except it's a stable coin, so it doesn't
It's
go up
stable
and
coin.
down.
Yep, and I know
It
about
just
them.
stays at the same rate as the USDT.
Yep.
As the
So how does
USD.
trading it give you any gain then if it's not volatile?
Because it's a cryptocurrency which is decentralized. So
Yeah.
it's not
The value
it's not in the
varies.
bank.
So
It's on the
but
blockchain.
he's saying the value doesn't vary. So I'm wondering how you get an exchange of value when the
Because
value
it always
doesn't vary.
because it always stays the same as the US dollar because it's backed by
Yeah.
the US
So if it
dollar.
always stays the same, how do you get a gain?
By you trading it.
Against what? With what?
You're trading the USDT you're trading the US
Trading
dollar.
it for what?
You're using
Trading
you're
means
using,
exchanging, right?
Well, the FX trading is trading currencies.
Yeah. So other currencies then.
Other currencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your profit is in USDT, right?
Yeah.
So the profit in USDT goes into your account.
So how much has gone into your actual pocket?
Well, I don't want to lose 20%.
Nothing yet.
I don't want to use 20%.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I
I know people who have taken it out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
$200.
But yeah,
Yeah.
why would I? It's for
No. You're still within the restriction period.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lose 20%.
After 12 months, you're okay to take it out, right?
Yeah, if I take it out, like in 12 months, if I take it out,
So how do you get
I can
$1,000 a week?
I can take out $1,000,
So how do you get $1,000
and now I'm
a
on
week?
a free ride because I've taken my profit that I initially put in,
Yeah. Got your money back.
got my money back 100%,
Understand that one.
and now it's trading and it's cost me nothing.
Yeah,
and I can do
it's
that.
compounding.
Or I can put more. And once I've
What
done the
does
12
it
months,
cost you to get $1,000 a week in your pocket?
huh?
What does it cost you to get $1,000 a week in your pocket?
What do you mean?
How much would you have to invest for the return to be $1,000 a week?
In your pocket?
That you can put in your pocket.
I don't know. You have to do the numbers.
That's what I'm asking.
Be a lot of money though.
Probably 20,000.
Okay.
So what's 7% of 20k?
1,400.
Yeah, there you go.
3,500.
So that's what you'd be getting per week. 1,400 per week.
Compound.
So it'd be
20%.
less. It'd be 15k, around there. So yeah, if you put in $15,000 into this platform and
Left it for 12 months,
left it for 12 months,
and it compounded and stuff.
after that, then
You can take the
15K
the income that comes from it.
and get paid $1,000 a week.
And you're
Yep.
trying to sell me 15 grand for $100 a month.
I know.
But that's
So you
paid
can
monthly.
get into this. You can't get into it unless you know somebody to get into it. It's not something
But
you
I
can
do.
just get into.
Do we
it.
know
You know me.
Do we know somebody?
We do know somebody.
You know me.
Yeah.
So the initial.
I already did give you a discount on your wiper blades, so
Yeah, I know. I know. But if you want to get into this, it's the minimum input is 1,000 USDT, which is
1,600 bucks.
about 1,600
Yep.
AUD. You just got to set up a crypto wallet.
yeah,
In you go. Fucking start making money.
sounds easy.
But you know what? I only invest money that I can afford to lose.
Yeah,
Right. So
Well, that's good.
I've
My
got no
investment in
money
this is-
anyway, so I have no problem losing it.
That's the point.
I wouldn't borrow money to put into something like this.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
And I wouldn't go and risk money that I can't afford to lose into something like this.
I already borrowed money to
can
buy a
afford to-
business, and that went into liquidation.
That's
so
trading 101.
Yeah, but
it has to be
this
excess
particular
cash.
this particular
Has to be your
project
excess cash.
this particular project is the least riskiest one that I've gone into,
Yeah,
and I've met the people behind it who are actually running the show because they came and launched it here in Perth, and I was at that launch. So
very good.
yeah, it's a bit of an eye opener.
So, are you going to drop any names, like the name of the fund or anything like
Yeah,
that?
it's QBN. You can go and check it out online.
QBN.
QBN. Yep. Quintessential business.
Quintessential or
Quintessential.
We're going to have millions of people
Business
getting into
network.
it now. Oh, wait.
It is. It's a networking.
yeah.
So like if
It's a
so
pyramid scheme.
so if you go into it, then I would get paid a commission.
Oh yeah, that's cool. We don't
Offer.
mind you getting paid.
But then so would
For
you
our
and anybody
benefit.
that you
Yeah, yeah.
introduce to it as well. So like
that's how pyramid
like
schemes work.
who do you yeah, but it's you know it,
No. I've done pyramid schemes before. I'm all for it.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm not a network marketer, so I know that I'm not
You
going to be
don't have
gaining.
to.
I'm not going to be gaining any commissions.
You don't
it
have
needs
to.
to be a solid product in the first place to gain me.
Yeah, so I don't do it either.
I'm not
but
selling toothbrushes to people.
if someone starts talking about something, I can't help but tell them the opportunity because
Yeah.
fucking like who doesn't want to make fucking 7% a month
Yeah, that's
on their
right.
money?
That's
That's substantial.
When the banks are,
that's.
the banks are making way more than that. Let me tell you.
I'm happy talking about this MXT. It's called the Metrics Masters Income Trust.
Hmm.
I'm happy talking about that one to people which guarantees 0.66% per month.
Right.
It's one of the better ones on the share market.
What's that? per
Yours
annum?
is 12 or 13 times better than this. So it almost seems unrealistic.
Yeah.
But you're in it and you're doing it and you're seeing how realistic it is.
Yeah.
That's fine. I still would encourage people to check out MXT, even though it's 0.66% per month, because they pay monthly.
Yeah.
And the share market,
What's
most of the
that
companies,
per annum? What's that work out to per annum?
8.8%.
That's not that great.
Okay.
8.8%.
Yeah, it beats most of the share market.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about inflation?
What?
Long term.
Inflation?
Well, you chew up half of that in, say, 20 years.
No, every day.
Yeah, well,
Inflation
every day.
doesn't only work over 20
I
years.
know, but
Inflation
like in
works
20
every day.
years, like 8% over like 20 years, what's that going to be worth in 20 years? Do you know,
20
do
years,
you know what I mean?
The way things are going, 20 years from now, it'll be nothing.
Exactly. So,
But are you going to say
it's
that,
8% per annum
Are
per
you gonna
every
say-
year ongoing.
are you going to say that 100 years ago,
It must be
8%
really...
100 years ago is the same as 8% today?
100 years from now
Right?
will not be the
Because
same.
we're
as
talking
100 years.
percentages,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We're not talking dollar values.
Yeah, no, you're right.
My whole podcast previously was about the devaluation of the dollar.
Yep.
And the fact that if you put your money in the bank, it loses value on a daily basis.
Yeah, because the government keeps on printing money. with
Printing more
nothing
money,
fucking
yes.
behind it.
That's right.
And the banks keep borrowing, 1,000%. What is it? 100%?
Banks don't borrow, they lend.
1,000%. Lend 1,000% of your money that's sitting in your bank.
Yeah,
because
that's right. 10 times
not-
as much as they
it's not,
have.
it's not your
in
money when
cash.
it's in their bank. It's their
Yeah.
money, right?
And it's
All
not.
they've got is all they've got is
And when you want it, they'll say whether you can have it or not.
yeah. Well, it's going to take us a few days to get that cash together.
Because we just lent it out to 10,000 fucking people.
Well, we lent 10 times the amount out.
yeah, of what
Based
we had.
upon your small deposit, we lent 10 times that amount out. That's what they do.
It's fucking crazy, mate.
It'll
Honestly.
take us some time to get that cash together.
That's not even supposed to be funny.
It's so funny though.
Yeah, there's some interesting stories around there.
Depressingly real.
Out there. Definitely.
All right, so this is what I was looking up most recently. I know you can't read it; you haven't got your glasses on. Lowest income tax countries.
Rob's playing.
I've got a list of the countries
who
with the
is it?
lowest income tax. United Arab Emirates tops the list with a 0% income
Oh,
tax.
really?
because they all fucking own oil.
Maybe. It doesn't go into explaining why it's 0%.
Their Ubers are fucking.
QBN.
They Uber around in CCXs and shit.
QBN. Give me another word to go with it to narrow it down. Login. QBN login.
There you go.
QNB.
Chris Essential. That should bring it up.
How do you spell quintessential?
Quintessential.
QUINTESSENTIAL. Business network. Fraud.
Yeah,
What?
Business Network, it's called.
Ponzi scheme. That's the first thing that comes up behind MLM, multi-level marketing. Yeah. All right. Quintessential Business Network is a Ponzi MLM company with a scam token.
Is that what it says?
Quintessential Business Network is a Ponzi MLM company with a scam token called QBN. They even have a shell company with a credit card. The official website of this scam company is myqbn.com. It requires a VPN since the access from many countries is locked. Have you looked this up before?
Oh, yeah. I've done all my research on
The
it. mate.
scam is elaborate, and the owners of the company are known to be part of other scams as well.
Good way to make money. Scams.
Yeah. Well, I will look into it, but that was my first Google search.
Yeah, don't believe what Google tells you all the time.
Yeah.
Because people they put, the guy that I'm in this through, I've been working with him for a few years, like I told you about him.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't know, I haven't done a Google search on it for a while, but lots of people put shit up that's not actually really true.
That was just a forum.
Yeah,
It could be anyone posting anything.
that's right.
So MXT.
QBN.
No, MXT.
MXT.
Metric Masters Income Trust.
Right.
It's a listed Australian share market company. Have you got any Australian shares?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I've got all of my stuff is in either crypto or and in US share market, which is Nvidia, and that's the only
Nvidia,
that's all
Nvidia.
I've got. I really haven't really
Yeah,
put a lot of money into any of that stuff.
Nvidia is one of the top companies to be invested in, and you've got a graph that shows that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know whether you're doing that through your internet banking, like your CBA or your Commonwealth. What do they got? They've got Comstech.
No, I just do that through Stake.
Stake. What's that?
This platform here.
So that's like an online broker.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. But it's also
I just saw your login code too. Oh, you had to do it twice, so I get to double.
So it's.
No, I'm all right, thanks.
So it's also Wall Street.
Give one to Matt because
I'll have one more, then I've got to go.
That's the first.
It's
You've only had 2.4 drinks, Matt.
It's also AUS. It's also Australian exchange as well.
Yeah.
So it's got Oz as well.
Yeah.
So I can trade on both.
Yeah, I haven't got any international shares.
To be honest with you, I don't. And when you sell it, it's such a small fee that they charge you to sell it. You basically make their money when you sell your shares. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Well, you get brokerage fee when you buy and brokerage fee when you sell.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, it's
the only reason why the
very
brokerage
small
fee
amounts.
matters is if you're dealing with a small amount to invest.
Yeah.
Right. If you're investing $10,000, then the $15 brokerage fee is such a minute amount that you wouldn't even wink at it. But if if it takes you 4 weeks to save up $500 to buy shares, then that $15 feels greater. It's still minuscule, and you should never balk at the fact that you got to pay $15 to buy shares, or it's $9 or $15 or whatever it is. It's small, right?
Yeah.
But my podcast was aimed at first timers and people that haven't bought shares before. I'm not assuming they're coming in with $10,000 to spend. I'm assuming it took them 6 or 8 weeks to save up $500 to buy shares.
Yeah.
So that $15 brokerage fee when you buy would feel like so much more. It's like, I've got my $500. The minimum purchase on the share market is $500.
It is.
But I need $515 because there's a brokerage fee.
Yeah.
I have to wait another week. So, brokerage is something but nothing, you know?
Yeah, it's fuck all, but someone has to get paid to do the trading, don't they? Mm-hmm. We'll sit there and run the platform or whatever it costs. You know? And there's a cost for everything.
Who's the coders that made that system that I'm using that's on my phone and on my computer? And
so one of the good things with QBN, right, is they only pay the model is basically designed so that 30% is always held by the company. 15% goes into distributing to people who introduce people to the company, and 15% is left there to manage and run the business.
Yep.
So it's not all paid out.
Wish I could manage and run my business on 15% of my turnover. That would be cool. So I know it's very different.
It's very different, because you're talking way bigger,
I know,
massive volumes of money.
Is bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
And I got a.
But it shows strength.
Cars.
It does show strength that the company's like there for the long haul. It's been running for QBN's been now running for probably 2.5 years, I guess, and they tested the FX trading for 18 months before they offered it to any of the clients
Yep.
before, because they wanted to make sure 100% that it was working.
Yep.
So, yeah, look, when you look up on the internet and you look up, I see shit on companies all the time that's fucking
Yep.
bogus bullshit.
Not my company.
At the end of the day,
My reviews are great.
Except for them
Yours.
wiper blades are fucking expensive, mate.
yeah,
Yeah, you're not going to live that one down, Matt. Just,
I'm going to drop my car in next week.
and you know what I said to him? I said, look, he's just doing what I would do. You
Yeah, I know.
question every cost.
Of course you
You're
do.
running a business. You're going to question every cost.
Yeah,
Why am I
that-
paying this?
I buy wipers for my Lexus, and I'm like, oh my god! And I'm getting them for trade price.
They
Rip.
had rubber gloves on special the other day, and I see Tyron walking in past with 5 boxes of rubber gloves, and I'm like, what's going on here? He goes, they're on special. I'm
It's a
like,
one-day sale.
all right. Like, as a business owner, you do. You gotta.
Yeah.
You can't just let things go without even question. You got to question it. You got to say, all right, what's this expense for? Why are we paying it? All right, it's justifiable. Fine, let it go. Whatever. But
I usually let it go.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing the car in for the brake fluid to be
brake
done
fluid
next week.
flush. Yeah, he said that you quoted him $132.
Sounds about right.
Really? You didn't realise that Ford already quoted him $245? We could have got it for
I
$180.
told him what it was.
It was $99 at Automasters 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So
a lot of inflation's happened in 5 years.
134 or whatever it is. That's not.
I can't
Crazy.
remember what you told me. It was somewhere around there.
132, I said today.
I know
think.
Ford were like fucking ridiculous. I think I told you how much.
Yeah,
it was.
just 240 or something you said.
$260 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
How do you? That's half an hour of labour,
Yeah.
which should be enough time.
It
Does
takes
it
the
do-
full half
does
hour,
it- and it
sometimes a
takes
little bit more.
Is it one master cylinder for front and rear? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Your car, but then there's also the ABS system as well. So there's that much fluid that allows for 2 liters of fluid, flushing it out.
Yeah.
and the time
the
it
time,
takes to do
yeah.
all 4 wheels, and it's a
And-
solid proper flush. It's
and
not
the
Yeah.
and the
How does
the
Ford come with
quality
$200
tools that
flush?
we're using to do the job,
and we have the
stuff,
proper tool, the
Yeah.
vacuum tool, and everything. Yeah. How does
260 seems a lot. but
260?
Oh, I
yeah,
can't remember. It was around
240.
over
I think he
200.
told me 240 today, but he's saying
Yeah.
260 now. 250. We'll go. It's much the same, right?
Inflation.
No,
That's
but
a lot of money.
Couple hours
though.
inflation.
I said that's $100 more than what we charge. Like,
They must be paying out the arse for their brake fluid.
I don't know, but they'd seen you coming.
That's a lot of money.
And that's why he said, don't worry about the brake fluid, I'll get my mate to do it.
Well, next service is you guys, because I've had my cheap.
Gone through your
Gone
5-year
through my-
fucking fixed
Oh,
price.
not 5
service
years.
thing.
It's not 5 years.
I know. I've only known you for 5 years.
Cars like 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Bit over 2 now,
Yeah.
I think. Coming up to 3 actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
Time goes
the,
quick.
The old Ranger.
I still miss
not
the
old.
I still miss
I
the
was
old
just going to
territory,
ask
mate.
that. Do you
Oh,
miss
fuck
the
yeah.
territory?
Fuck yeah. Fuck, that thing used to go good.
Bit
eh?
quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit more oomph.
But it was,
Just a little
I
bit.
can't remember how old it was when we were doing the work, right?
It would have to
was.
be no
But-
newer than
We did so much,
7 it
and then
was.
there was still a few things after that still needed doing, and Matt was just like,
We got it all
"Oh,
done."
It's just always something else, Rob." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah,
Get
it's
your
an
good car
old."
up.
Oh, he did it up, and it
I
was
would have
so
a Terrier.
fast.
I would have a Terrier Turbo. That was an awesome car.
I remember
Fuck
we
that.
we
Fuck
took it for a road test,
They're fast.
and we
though.
dragged off this supercharged 6.4 Hemi
Grand Cherokee.
Oh, yeah.
Grand Cherokee.
Yeah.
Dragged him off at the lights, and I wasn't even like more than half on the throttle. I was just squeezing it, letting it change gears, squeezing it, letting it change gears, and we burned these 6.4 litre supercharged Hemi off, and then we get to the next lights, and it was like high five.
Those 6-cylinder turbos, when Ford first went to Garrett and said, "Oh, we want to put a turbo on this,"
Yeah,
twin cam 4-litre 6-cylinder engine. They were like, "You're fucking crazy." Put a turbo. This is a big engine to put a turbo on.
Yeah.
So they put
Went
a
to
small
it.
one on there.
No, they put a big one on there.
They did put a big one.
It was
That's why we didn't need to upgrade the turbo. We
Oh.
got a new turbo, but then we did injectors and
Yeah.
and
It was
other
it
stuff.
was actually the FG. They made the turbo smaller,
Oh, right.
so it would spool up quicker.
Right.
But the BAs had a big turbo, but it still hit peak torque at 1800 RPM or something.
So what do you say? The Territory probably had a couple of guys who drove it because we didn't put it on a dyno to know what it was actually doing.
How'd you get it tuned
But
up?
probably they
We
had
gave
to do
it
a
to a
road
guy.
tune. They did a road.
They did a
tune.
road tune, did they?
Yeah. Remember, because they didn't have the four-wheel.
Four-wheel
fucking-
dyno, yeah.
And the
right.
guys and the guys who had a four-wheel dyno said they wouldn't do it because the engine wasn't
was old.
fresh.
Yeah.
It was what?
The engine
was
wasn't
old.
fresh.
The engine was old.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
200,000 K engine.
So what?
They were worried something might happen. Something
reckon.
did happen. It fucking shot off like a rocket.
My
Probably 300 kilowatts at the wheels, I reckon.
my patrol was like.
Do you reckon?
I wish I was able to gauge that sort of shit.
Well,
You
would
don't know
you're a
because you
fucking
never done a
mechanic.
dyno.
I've never had a dyno.
My patrol.
Well, a couple of
got-
guys who drove it, who when I was selling it, they said, "Mate, this has got 300 at the fucking wheels, no problem at
You
all."
can't know that. My patrol's
People
got.
will say stuff.
Yeah.
My patrol's done 250
But
odd
they were
thousand. They
blind.
put it on the dyno.
Yeah, that's all right.
So what? So horsepower, it would have 245 kilowatts was standard.
At the crank.
At the flywheel.
It's different, right? Because that engine itself was known for low down torque.
Yeah.
And torque is what makes the car move, right? Horsepower is something that if
That
you're
was
going to
still-
sit at 5.5 to 7,000 RPM all day, that's when horsepower matters.
But that was
Yeah.
still from the factory, 450 newton meters from
Yeah.
1800 red.
Yeah, we would
That's
have
low.
been about 800 newton meters, I reckon. It had this, since Matt sold it, the first thing that's gone wrong is it's either twisted a tail shaft or it snapped an axle.
Was that a 6-speed?
Yeah.
Those early
Blown a
B,
box.
the B series ones were known for snapping the input shaft
On the trans,
on
yeah.
the ZF.
Well, that's what I envisaged would have eventually happened is you would have had a driveline failure because it had so much torque to the point where you're like scared to stay on the throttle because you're worried you're not going to stay on the road. Seriously.
Even with all drive.
With all
In the
drive,
wet,
yeah.
all four wheels light up.
And
No
like
problem.
because he did all the suspension and he had it a little bit lowered and all the suspension
It
was
was quite
done.
tight.
So it wasn't a loose car, but once you were wringing the neck of that engine,
I know.
You
How
were
do you
like-
go from that to a diesel Ranger?
He told me to.
no, I never told you to buy a
Yes, he
Ranger.
did. He said, "Matt, you got to get rid of this car."
I
The
said,
next day, I went down and bought a Ranger.
yeah.
But did you road test it and go, oh, my territory was fast?
Was fuck.
Yeah.
Diesel Ranger, they're not bad.
No, I
they're
think
not
I
great.
said you're too old to have a car like this, Matt.
No, there was rust
such
creeping in places where we didn't realise there was rust.
They don't get rust so bad. The
Can't remember.
territories.
Up under the firewall, we started seeing rust come in.
Surface rust or real rust?
Yeah, real rust, like flaky rust.
That's strange.
Yeah, I don't know, but
You don't know the history. Like, might have lived on a beach.
it was
for a while.
honestly, it was time to go because like I was gonna fucking lose my license or something. Because the thing had traction because it was all-wheel drive. right?
Yeah.
So
And it had
it's
the
not-
gearbox to do the job.
Fuck, mate, the thing just grabbed and fucking like.
We had the
went.
CV, the drive shaft issue we had.
It was the front.
Yeah.
We
and
changed the drive
we
shaft,
fixed that,
fixed
and
that.
that was good. But that was one of the problems that occurred since. And I think I remember saying, "Oh no, was it leaking oil or burning oil?
Still burning oil.
Burning oil." And
starting to burn a
And
bit
I
of
was
oil.
like, "All right, Matt, you've done what you wanted to do. You've had some fun. Maybe you need to
We
look
don't know.
at."
We don't know whether it was burning oil past the rings or through the valves, or we don't fucking know where.
The
it was burning
compression
oil.
was pretty high, I imagine.
Afterwards, it would have been, yeah. But
We didn't do anything to the engine compression wise.
no, we didn't do anything to the engine internally, only externally.
That's it.
They were
Nothing
known. They
internal.
were known for having not so strong rods, so the tune must have been alright.
No, because it was we looked it up. There was like the changeover was 2006 and it was a 2007, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was in the Falcons, but if it's 245 kilowatt, that's got to be the one with the
It was the
gas rods.
245.
It's got the gas rods in it.
So
Yeah.
we worked out that it had the strong rods, and so we went ahead and we.
Strong,
we
stronger.
knew the engine was good for 1,000 horsepower
Apparently.
in the bottom end.
Yeah. So we went for it.
They've got stronger rods. I wouldn't say they've got strong rods.
Yeah. But anyway, that's someone else. I don't know who you sold it to, but I'm sure someone would have
He's
driven
never been
it.
back here? No, because it would have had your sticker on.
I was going to say, was that sticker on it?
Yeah, it was definitely on it.
I once told someone they've got to
I
get.
told him, I said, look, the guy around the corner, he's the one who built the engine.
You have any problems, go and see him.
Yeah, that's funny.
I said, if you have any problems, just go see Rob. He'll sort you out.
Yeah. It's all under warranty. 7-year warranty. 7 year, 500,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny, eh?
Yeah. But no, I did. I had a customer and I said, honestly, you've just got to get rid of this car. You've got to sell this car. It's going to be nothing but trouble for you. They sold it, right? And then a couple of months later,
They come
it's
into
back in my workshop.
With a new owner.
And I'm like, who are you? And they're like, oh, I just bought this car. Your sticker was on the back, so I brought it here. I'm like, oh no.
the only time that you don't want your sticker to work.
Yeah.
Did you get money out of it?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't remember how that went down, but I just remember the irony of it.
I'm going to tell you what I told the previous owner.
You got to get rid of this car.
You poor
I just
sucker.
bought it. You got to get rid of it.
My sticker's
Yeah,
on there.
I do miss the territory, mate. I have to fucking say.
So
You know, if I had the money and I could fucking build a car, I'd build one of them
Yeah.
properly.
you had the opportunity.
Like, do fucking everything. Like,
Yeah, but-
from the bottom up. Like,
You can't buy a car like that now.
you can, I know where there is one.
I don't mean territory.
Yeah, territory,
I mean,
same model.
they don't make cars like that anymore.
No, they don't. Not with a 6-cylinder, 4-litre engine with a fucking turbo. That's
Yeah, if you want a car
legal.
like that, you still have to go back to 2007 to get it.
Yeah.
Whereas
you do.
now, if you want something similar,
No, I think they did them up to
isn't
around
any.
about 2012, I think.
not the turbo 4 cylinders,
No?
Four cylinders.
4 litres, I mean.
Yeah, no. I think they did.
No,
Like,
I think it was around 09 they switched to the,
09, was it?
I think it was
He needs another one.
No, I've got to go.
It was 08.
09.
They canned it because 08 is when they did the funny thing actually here in 08. Remember the global financial crisis? That's when they did the F6X,
Oh, one of those would be good to get your hands
which
on.
was the Territory Turbo FPV version.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're in the global financial crisis. No one had money. No one was buying them, so they did them for 1 year. After that, canned 1 year's worth. Same with the Toyota Orient's TRD supercharged, only made for 1 year, 2008.
So road haul, what's it called? Motor haul around the
Motor
back?
Mall?
Motor Mall.
Motor
Yeah.
Mall. They had one
The TRD Orient.
about 3 or 4 weeks ago. They had one in there.
One
They were
what?
buzzing around.
The
'cause
Orion or
I
the,
actually know the guys,
or
right?
the-
So they go to the same gym. And
the Territory or the Orion?
no, they had one of those fucking
FGX.
FTV,
F6X. Yeah.
territory turbo
F6X.
F6. Yeah.
No, geez, like this.
So
No.
if you could get one of them, and and you didn't care about
Wasn't
money,
your daily.
you didn't care about money,
Wasn't your
like
daily.
you blueprint the engine,
They're like hen's teeth now.
you do everything.
They got the Brembos, the interior.
You'd put fucking stronger rods, forged pistons, fucking like do head work, fucking do the whole lot.
I did all that once before.
You could get 700-800 horsepower out of that car, out of that engine.
You said all that like you were building up to a lot of power, then you're like, 700-800 horsepower.
Is that not a lot?
No, not for that engine.
Really?
Not these days, no.
Well, how much would you get out of it?
1,200.
You could do over 1,000
Really?
easily. Yeah.
How would that feel in a car like that?
Well,
With four wheels driving?
the
Fuck
biggest-
me.
Probably like what yours felt like,
the
mate.
greatest, the most limiting factor of those engines
Yeah, but I didn't have that much fucking power.
was the input shaft.
Well, we
of the
don't know,
train.
do we? But I've
Oh, so
driven.
you'd have to put a different gearbox in.
No, you just have to put a bigger input
I can
shaft.
tell ya.
and That's whole gearbox stripped down to nothing.
Oh, really? And put a bigger input
That was
shaft in.
just a stronger one. They were the first thing to
So you
fail.
could do that. So, like I said, if you had money wasn't an object, and you wanted to build this rocket ship, I reckon it'd be a good rocket ship.
That's the right foundation.
That's
yeah.
the car for it.
It's be a good rocket ship. Like there wouldn't be much that would get fucking close to it.
And even off the back of that, that's a heavy car to make go that fast.
Yeah.
The XR6
But you'd
turbos.
strip it out. Like you'd take everything. You'd even put a roll cage in the fucker.
No way. I'd want mine to be comfortable. Air conditioning and shit. Oh, I'm doing 300 k's an hour. Ooh, a little bit warm in here.
Wheels, upgrade the brakes, fucking
You
everything.
don't have to upgrade them. They're Brembos all round from factory.
Are they?
F6X, yeah.
Oh, right.
That's the FPV one.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you just got to find all that shit.
All the interior, it's got the built up, nice raced interior. Like, yeah, the F6X was the FPV.
So you could take one of them and then you would like bomb it totally, like no expense spared. I reckon that'd be a good build.
That would be a nuts car.
That would be
That
nuts.
would be a heavy car, all-wheel drive, going fast as fuck.
Yeah.
I've been thinking of buying one. They're going for cheap right now. Not the F6X.
No,
If you can find one,
but
that's
an
maybe like
a
a
territory turbo.
you can pick one up for $5,000.
Oh, really?
They're going cheap, yeah.
Fuck, I got 13.
They're
Come
so
on.
thirsty. People don't want them.
Nah, they're thirsty. Fucking cars, all right. Jesus Christ, mate.
It's a heavy car.
Like my fuel bill is halved into that.
Yeah, so's your power.
Yeah,
Not more.
less than half.
Well, you have a slider, right? The further you slide it towards power, the more you slide it away from fuel economy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And there's another rule where you can only have there's reliability, power,
Yeah.
and fuel efficiency, and you can only have two of them.
Yeah.
So you think of any car, you've got power and fuel efficiency, but they're not quite as rough. Sorry to say.
Actually, the Ranger goes pretty good, eh? It's got a lot of torque. It's a
diesel. It's a diesel.
It's a very torquey engine.
We know what your Ranger goes like because it's like all the other Rangers too.
Nah, mine goes extra better, I reckon.
340 rear wheel kilowatts
What's that?
on 14 psi and XR6. So, because we had yours, was it like 12 to 15 psi or somewhere
You
around
can't
there?
just correlate PSI to kilowatts at the wheels.
No, but it's the same engine, so I'm doing the best
Yeah, we
I
only-
can
we
without
only- we
having
only-
the car anymore.
Did we go to, what did we go to?
12, I think.
12, yeah.
Right?
That's 6 or 7 from factory, not much.
Yeah. So
Yeah, doubled it,
yeah,
basically.
but we went pretty conservative.
But that doesn't equate to double power.
No.
No, we never said that. But most people on
But we did put 1,000 mil
three-
injectors in.
rear wheel kilowatt
That's pretty
and had it
standard.
tuned. Yeah.
Tune was done.
Yep, that's
New
the guy from
turbo.
Perth. Made 300 rear wheel kilowatts on 7 psi. Has since made 350 on 12. So let's say rear wheel kilowatts. Let's say yours was around the 330 mark as well, as just a vague guess, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I know he's interested in saying like that's not accurate, Rob. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
As a vague, so 350 rear wheel kilowatts is what 420 horsepower at the rear wheels. The 420 is pretty good,
It's not bad.
but it's
What
the
would
way
that
it's
be at the
delivered
flywheel?
at the flywheel.
It depends.
500.
It depends on the lock
550.
through the drivetrain.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
On an all-wheel
but
drive, probably about 80 kilowatt. 80,
The way
80
it was
meters
delivered,
long.
the way it was delivered to the ground, the let's say 400 horsepower that your car had, I've driven 400, 450 horsepower Commodores and stuff.
Yeah.
They were never as fast as that territory.
No.
No,
The
No, 'cause
the
they-
power curve is so different, Ross.
I know.
It's like this
They-
rather than like this.
They break traction, and then just you got nothing.
it's
This
concurve.
thing had that little bit of turbo lag that allowed you to keep traction, and then the torque came in, and it just launched you, and you got all-wheel drive pushing you along. So
My XR6 Turbo used to hit
none of the 400 horsepower Commodores I've ever driven felt like that territory did.
Nah.
because
Yeah.
they're a
It was
concurve
bit
power
special.
curve instead of a convex power curve.
Concurve. Power curve. Oh, that was funny.
Because the power goes like
Concave.
the power concave.
Yeah.
The power goes
Now
like
he knows
this
why it's funny.
instead of like this.
So one day when I fucking made like a shitload of money, right? I'm going to bring a car in here. It's going to be a territory and we're going to do a job on it.
It'll be your old one.
We already did
I
that
bought my
once,
car
mate.
back.
We
No,
can
we're going to do it
again.
again properly this time.
We
The
did it
engine
properly last time.
No, engine rebuild completely from
Yeah, yeah, I know.
scratch. Like,
We-
fucking...
I
Well,
can do
you
that.
told me he came in. He said my accountant says I got to spend $8,000. I'm like, that's cool. It came to 12 grand in the end because he kept saying, "Can we do this as well? How about we do this? Can we just do this as well?" I'm like, "Mwah."
I've got my piston ring file back there from my 1,000 horsepower XR6 turbo engine I made.
Yeah.
I lost the crank off it, but I used to use a drill or something.
Or, you know, you could get one of the territory turbos with that are... can you... Actually, I don't think you can get any that are not four-wheel drive, can you?
I think
They do make
that-
two-wheel drive territory,
But
but
not turbo.
Not the
They're
turbo
not
ones. They
turbo.
wouldn't. Yeah.
So legally... So you can still do it, but you'd have to put it over the pits and it'd be a pain in the ass.
That's all right. If
That's
you're going
not
to do
that
that,
hard. I've
if
got
you're
my
going to
control
do that,
over
you
the
just get a Toyota Hiace van and
But you want four-wheel
and you
drive
put the
because
Barrett
then you're
engine
getting
in
all the
that.
power to the ground, right?
Yeah, pros and cons.
Really?
It's heavier, which makes it slower. It's more power used to drive those wheels, which makes it slower. It's
Those are the cons.
more shit
And
that
the
goes
pros
wrong.
and the pros of this.
The pros are much more, but the cons.
Are
So would it be better to do one that was like two-wheel drive or just rear-wheel drive?
Well, then you might as well get an XR6 turbo.
Yeah. Because you're just getting a lighter
Then
car.
the whole car's lighter, yeah.
So then, yeah, it's defeating the purpose. You'd stick with the all-wheel drive
Yeah.
and just make it a monster.
Well, yeah, it's it's heavier. But
That
if you-
doesn't matter
If you
'cause
just
we're-
add some more
we're
power
gonna have
to
more
account for
power.
the weight, yeah.
That's another 10
I
grand.
need to lug another half ton for a bumper. I just need more power.
So when we do that, the first thing you need to do is you need to buy
Have you seen
a
that Mustang?
four-wheel
The fucking-
dyno to put in
the
this
Mustang,
workshop.
the fucking all-wheel drive Mustang, that fucking monster Mustang.
Don't know.
What's his
Are you
name?
talking about the fucking Ken Block one?
That's the one,
That's not even a Mustang.
isn't it?
It's a Mustang body with a fucking nuts driveline under it.
No, yeah,
It
no.
looks like a Mustang.
Fucking hell, that
Yeah.
thing goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Didn't Ken Block die?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
How
never
did he
did.
die?
Probably
Get.
doing something
Get.
extreme.
Racing.
Doing the fucking thing he always does. Just,
But no, he never built anything that was like average.
No.
he didn't just take an XR6 turbo and tune the shit out of it.
Yeah, put some bigger injectors in it and
He
say,
was
yeah,
like,
it's done.
"Yeah, fuck all this driveline off. Fuck half the weight and put in something. Mind you, what do you put in an XR6 turbo that's more hectic? Yeah, his cars that he's made, yeah, they're not just a beefed up version of what they are. It's something else entirely underneath.
Reimagined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. If you've got unlimited,
Hoonigan.
funds
Yeah.
to do that sort of shit, that's good fun to do.
Yeah.
Because the end result is very exciting, driving the fucker.
It's starting to become a lost art form, the way things are going. If
So-
you-
I actually really enjoy it. Like I did
Have you-
that motorbike build, and I fucking loved doing that. That was
What's
fucking awesome.
your wallpaper there? Is that your girlfriend?
No, that's my daughter's.
Oh, you got daughters.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, I know. We worked on one of their cars.
Yeah, you did actually.
What car was it?
What's the? Is it Michaela? Your daughter's
Talia.
name? Talia.
Talia,
Yeah, that's right.
Talia, and Kiani.
Interesting.
I didn't know Keanu.
Two interesting names.
Yeah.
What cars do they have?
So
Just so I can judge them. Based.
Talia's got a
You can judge them based on their dad.
fucking what's she got? One of those
You've
bloody
heard him spill the beans
Hyundai,
tonight.
a black Hyundai fucking little mini fucking looking car. I
A,
don't know what
a
it is.
Veloster?
Huh?
A Veloster?
Don't know.
Is it sporty looking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a Veloster. Okay, that's not bad. What's the other one?
What's she driving at the moment? I don't actually don't know. Cause
You
she,
don't even know what cars
I don't know what car she drives because her husband fucking changes cars a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's
One
one
week,
last.
1 week it can be this car, and the next week it can be that's.
But what is she driving?
I think, huh?
Well, he's changing her car?
Yeah, they change cars all the time.
Oh, they share a car.
They share a car. Yeah, because he works from home and she's a teacher, so I think they've still got their 4-wheel drive, and it is what is it? Fuck.
Prado, Land Cruiser, Pajero,
Patrol.
Nah, not a Patrol.
Hilux, D-Max, Triton.
D-Max, Triton, yeah.
What are they down the end of the road there? Fucking
Volkswagen,
It's not
Mazda?
Amarok,
a Mazda BT50.
BT50,
No, it's a Nissan.
Navara.
Navara.
It's a Nissan Navara.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
The worst of the lot. No, the Amarok's the worst.
There hasn't been a good version of the Navara since ever.
Yeah,
the
the
3
Navara.
litre.
That's all right.
Three
That's
litre.
not your problem. It's their car. Let them
They
have it.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
It does the job for them.
Yeah.
You know.
Until it doesn't.
No offense, Nissan.
You got to listen to your mechanic, don't you?
Oh, we don't. Yeah, we don't mock these cars because they're good, and we just don't like them. No, it's not. It's not the looks that make us mock them. It's the fact that they all have the same.
Problems over and over again. And what's the most common thing that I've said in this workshop since I bought it is fucking Nissan.
Whoa.
That is.
You're right.
I know.
Nissan
right.
2000 onward.
I'm white. And
Apart-
you're wrong.
Apart from the Patrol,
What's your favourite car?
my favourite car.
Yeah, my son asked me this. I didn't know how to answer the question. I just keep saying,
To be
my one
honest-
out there, my Prado.
I've found in my life the XR6 Turbo has been a car that has ticked the most boxes for me, but I've never found a car. There's no car that ticks all the boxes.
Right,
The XR6 Turbo ticks most of the boxes,
right.
other than it's heavy.
Ugly.
Other than it's heavy.
Ugly.
It's not the
It's
best
not
looking.
ugly.
It's not the
Uncomfortable.
best looking car. I'm a Ford person.
That's subjective. Okay. Appearance
Am I not allowed to be subjective? I am, aren't I? Cool. We'll go with that. We won't cut that out. We'll leave that one in there.
It's heavy, and I guess
But,
you could say it's.
I asked
thirsty.
you, what's your favourite
Yeah.
car?
My
And
favourite
that's
car,
a very
XR6
subjective
Turbo
thing.
Falcon. Yeah,
Very
a
subjective
BA,
thing. I'm allowed to be subjective.
BABF Falcon XR6 Turbo.
Yeah, it's for
It
what
has
it
the
puts
power.
out. Yeah,
It's reliable.
Yeah.
It's easy to get parts for. It's easy to work on. Like the aftermarket support is
It's
so full
simple.
on,
It's like that. It's not got anything complex in there that,
Yeah.
and
that
you can get stupid power
you
out
don't
of
need
it.
special tools
The
to work
interior
on
is
it.
lovely. It drives nice.
that's why you see a lot. You see a lot of people in those fucking cars souped up. Fuck, 'cause
With mullets. You're right.
But
they're cost effective to do.
They're becoming few and far between now.
Are they? Yeah.
They're just thirsty, which is a given, and they're heavy. They're big.
Yeah.
They're a full-size sedan,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they're becoming a bit of a bygone thing. And then I've got my Patrol, which I want to get rid of for something more comfortable, but
Which Patrol is it? Which one is
I've
it?
got a 2002 GU with a LS1, a massively beefed up LS1 in it.
Oh, right. So you
But-
swapped out the engine from a diesel
Yeah, so
or a petrol.
Petrol.
but every single thing on it is
Six.
so easy. You could fix anything on it. It was a
Yeah.
4.8 6-cylinder before,
Yeah.
which that was essentially the FPV of Patrols.
Yeah.
It had the biggest sway bars. It had the 5-speed auto over a 4-speed. It just the handbrake was actually a handbrake, not a thing on the back of the transfer case. It was full on the 4.8s, but I put an LS1 in it, and it's all tuned up, compression, cam, LS2 heads, all the shit.
Advanced cam timing because he
Advanced cam
works for Rob.
But it's
And how does it perform a hell of a lot better?
you have to know how to drive it.
Almost as good as my Prado.
You can't just let anyone drive it. You have to know how to
You
drive
let
it
me drive it.
with the cam. That's
like-
what I mean.
What do you mean, like how to drive it?
Well, the
Like-
cam,
manual.
it's manual, and the cam's like.
Oh, right.
So, like-
If you're off road trying to climb over rocks and
I let
stuff,
my mum drive
you got
it.
something that wants to go like this.
I let
Oh.
my mum drive it, and she was like, like trying
Bloody
to drive it low rev. Like she doesn't rev cars up.
no.
You have to rev this car up.
Right, yeah.
It needs it.
Yeah, yeah.
Needs some.
It needs
volumetric
revs,
efficiency.
otherwise
But
it's a lumpy fucking...
It's 2-inch lift, 3.3s. You don't need. I did a manual conversion on the floor, on it, and
And the gearbox.
none of the parts are hard to get. Nothing is difficult
That's
to
a
work
joke. I
on.
notice some people will get.
Nothing's hard to work on. Everything's easy to access.
Yeah, and he's touched everything on the car.
I've touched.
Because I love patrols are good, man. I love patrols. Brother's got a patrol.
I would've
Really
liked-
old one. What is it?
like a GQ.
Like the
The one with the circle headlights.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the big fairings for the.
That's what Men Billigan's got.
Yeah, he is in love with this car, mate. And it's going.
How good? They don't make
like,
them like they
he's-
used to.
Like
It's basically a truck.
It's his coffin. It will
It's
be
his
going into the
coffin?
ground. It will be going into the ground with him, right?
Been driving
He's
and
that
shopping around for
fanatical,
years.
right? He's that fanatical. It's still got wind-up windows, right?
Yeah.
He's never tinted the windows, even.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
tinted mine like 3 times.
And it's like, Brent, just tint the fucking windows, mate. Like, can you why do you want people to see you in this car? But like, you know, he's not. He's pretty well
Getting
off.
around
right?
like the Leyland
He
brothers.
could have the latest model if he wanted to,
yeah.
right? But he will not. Like, he's there.
No, I could take my car out to the Alice Springs and have it break down and be confident I could find bits for it
Yeah.
and be able to do it on the side of the road. with
So
the
he
tools
loves
in
four-wheel driving.
Yeah.
So he's done Gibb River. He's done Carangini. He's done all of those hard fucking.
Hey, bartender.
No, I got to go.
No, me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
going.
the back.
already-
Matt's getting ready. He's like, whoa!
You know,
I already
go.
tried you.
Is your wife not expecting you home? And where's your girlfriend?
I'm single, bro.
Oh, you're single? Oh, fuck, you're smart.
Single.
You've got many girlfriends then.
Because of shit like this, I think. I don't know.
And I love him long time.
Yeah. I'm going to get a massage after this. They're open till 9.
My wife, you know, I don't make bugger all money here. We bought a cafe and that went into liquidation. We're under so much financial pressure. My wife works 2 jobs. I've hardly seen her in the last 5 or 6 days. I don't see her much every week. Today is the first day where she's home and I actually can stay here after work. So I'm probably going to get a phone call soon,
Yep.
given the time. But she's probably sitting at home thinking, I'm going to let him just hang with the boys because I've been... the other week I was like, these guys said, how was your weekend? I said, I've been a single dad all weekend. He goes, have you split up with Ace? I'm like, no, she's just been working.
So how did all of that all end up with the liquidation? All that?
That's
Is
a story for another podcast.
okay. All right.
See you Monday night.
But I have turned back to buying shares on the share market, which I haven't done since I bought this place.
Yep.
Right? And I've turned back to
Well,
that
that's-
because it's something that I know
You've had success
works. Yes.
there.
It's
Stick with it then.
something that I know works.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Get back into it. So MXT.
All right.
Yep.
QBN.
Yeah, I know. I've got it on.
Don't be
record.
scared for what you read on the fucking on the internet, mate.
No,
Honestly,
don't believe everything you read on the internet.
fucking don't
Don't
believe it.
believe anything you read on
Because that's what they want you to believe. That's what they want you to. They want you to go,
They do.
nah, it's a scam. It's a scam.
All right, thanks for coming around, Matt.
No worries, mate.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Tyron.
Good seeing you, Matt.
No worries.
Pleasure hanging
Thanks
out.
I'll see you next week.
No worries.
Yeah, and
I'll get it.
whatever day, it's such a quick
So,
in and out
you
job.
know about it.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Just whatever day,
Just tell me, like when you've got spare
Tuesday.
time. I'll drop it in.
Tuesday.
Because I'm there. I'm like in the office.
I know.
90%,
I know.
90% of the time.
And we can walk over
do
there.
it on
Except
any
Wednesday.
day.
Wednesday I can't because I'm getting my knees fucking injected.
Okay.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's been riding through India.
Oh, right, yeah.
Now,
He's in pain.
I've decided that I'm going to get something done about.
Talk
my
to me
knees.
about
Fucking-
pain, mate.
I can't. It's
Yeah.
too painful.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to get them sorted out. So
We can go and get knee massages together.
I need more than a knee massage, mate.
Me too.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, cock massage would be good as well.
My third leg. All 3 legs, please.
Good to see you again, Matt. I'm going to cut that bit out, okay? Good to see you again, Matt.
See you guys.
There, mate.